I am feeling a little hungry. Oh, there's the ready. We'll get to food chat in a little bit. Tapani needs it now, but he's not gonna get it. And Redshirt tops out, so Cobra needs a chase down. Should do the trick. And Tetris indeed does do the trick. I am curious now. Oh, okay. See, I thought it said that, and Redshirt's gonna top out at 414,000. You know what they say? Behold the power of rolling, and I may have spoken too soon as he can't get the 5-tap on the long bar, and Cobra is good in game number 3.
And yeah, we can see the readies. So let's start match number 1 here between game number 1 between O and SV here in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay, so both players have started. And yeah, we should be able to see these players play 18 and 19 quite easily here. Normally there's nothing that happens. But new pets, for example, can always be a bit of a challenge that makes even the easier levels tough to play, just because your expected activation point is slightly off. Even if it's just by like a tiny amount that can be enough for some players to make mistakes. I'm not sure it's going to be for O here. But yeah, here in the beginning it's quite neck and neck. 71, 69, so nearly the same score here for both players. Again, about what we expect here at this skill level at least. Yeah, we can see both players here playing quite aggressive as well as having slight droughts, but these like 2-piece droughts, as we know, basically never are any kind of issue. And we have some more Tetris action here going on. Now into 195 to 15, so slight lead here in favor of SV. Just slight, not too big of a lead, still possible for O to catch up definitely. It's a neck and neck situation. But SV is able to get in a bit of a bigger lead here now, up to about a 2 Tetris lead here now against O, at having played 1 line more, so nice situation here for SV in that regards. O just had to burn a few more lines that SV was able to turn into Tetrises, which has led to the to the slight lead here of SV. SV is being a bit high here in the drought, but is getting nice burns in. This side is quite playable as a roller. And here we can see SV opening up, waiting for the next bar, whereas O is currently still in the drought. Tetris to SV, Tetris to O. SV is still being a bit higher here in this stack, but he has taken the first safety burn. Can't take a Tetris with the first bar, but now can take one. So a bit of burning here that SV needs to do, which may allow O to catch up a bit. Like in terms of pace, O is a bit closer now, as you can see. There's about a Tetris difference in the amount of lines played. 413, 479. And 9 lines played more for SV now. And Danny in the chat saying, yeah, Tetris. Welcome in the chat to Danny. Oh yeah, SV once again being a bit higher here, cleaning up on the left side, avoiding the bar dependency. Nice in that regards. Also nice burn off with the J piece. Oh, slight T piece hanging here by O. Left side now requires the bar optimally, does get the bar in time. So yeah, both players are in a bit of a tougher situation here. Stack-wise getting close to the level 19 transition. Okay, yeah, SV is slowly but surely cleaning this up, and it looks like SV is basically opened kinda just before the transition, while I was going for dirty Tetrises here, playing a bit more aggressive than SV in that regards, but also is nearly open once again, avoiding the bar dependency here in column 5, and still does get the bar, but yeah, transition for SV at 504, so O could get a nice lead in that regards here pace-wise. 504 transition again for SV. O still has 5 lines to go, has a bit of a drought here now that we also saw at SV's place, taking the triple, and okay, another triple, so it's neck and neck in the transition, as there wasn't any bar for O. And now of course it looks like SV has a bit of bigger lead due to having played more lines. The faster speed on level 19 onwards means that the pieces fall quicker, so if you transition before your opponent, it looks like you have more of a lead than you do have pace-wise. So you can see 573, 594 looks like about a Tetris lead here to SV, but in reality the pace is definitely in favor of O here for now at least, as O has about a 1 Tetris lead if you take the lines into consideration. At this point even like a 2 Tetris theoretical potential lead. Means that SV will have to find a way to put up a bit more aggression here. It's getting the first few pieces that close the well here, so SV and O both need to clean up. And SV could take longer to get open depending on how the bar situation, for example, is here and how aggressive SV wants to play. Okay, here's the bar into Tetris for SV. Now no longer Tetris ready. Yeah, closing the well here once again. Both players not able to go for Tetrises here in quite a bit. O is nearly open though here, just 1 or 2 more lines to burn depending on the exact pieces. It's a double to burn. So 654, 715, and SV is basically open here. Got a Tetris in, now needs to clean up 2, 3 more lines. Oh, and we can see O here also being a bit higher in this, like closer on the stack, which could be nice for SV point-wise 727, 798. SV having played 2 lines more, 12 lines more, so the 2 Tetris and some change lead is neck and neck in terms of pace. And it looks like this should come down to level 29 play, though O was able to catch up quite a bit, while SV had some slight misdrops on level 27. Bar doesn't go over here for O, and this could be deadly, and no, O just didn't get the taps for the bar, which means that SV does get game number 1. 3, 2, 1 Tetris. SV saying, I feel so sleep as well. Yeah, I feel that. Luckily, a match of Tetris doesn't take like 5 hours. Probably like, well, depending on how long they go, it's like 30 to 45 minutes generally, I'd say. Sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. Yes, V is able to get in quite a big lead here in the opening, as O's board is just closed. O getting the wits, as V getting the wits as well, and O a dirty Tetris. O wanting the bar for column 2, especially now that he can get a dirty Tetris and just needs one more single to open the well, which he got. Open the well afterwards and now have 75 against 114. Next bar in Tetris here going to V. SV now at 136. This could be time for double tuck, SV not getting the double tuck, so there's a bit of cleanup for SV now. We are entering a drought here of, about 20 pieces. So totally doable here for both of the players. And here's a kind of broken drought counter for O. Here we see the next tiny drought here on SV's side. Barely qualifies as a drought, was like 13-14 pieces only. And here's the next Tetris to SV now at 197 versus 152 here on O's side. And next Tetris going to again. Bit of burning here that SV had to do, but now has a, let's see it. Okay, he's not gonna witz that, he's using O pieces, which was the safer option definitely. Could try to spin something in his dependency, but now it looks like he's gonna wait for the E piece, which of course doesn't arrive in time, so instead SV decides to spin it in, just to stay a bit safer. I could get a tuck here, let's see. Okay, getting the line spin, whereas O currently in a quite clean stack situation, kinda at least. Has like 2 dependencies basically, and now filled in one so that he kinda has a shadow L piece. Got a bar, but there's a bit of burning for O to do, which isn't great, especially now that O is behind SV by like 3.5 Tetrises. He's been potential here on SV's side. Let's see if he does get the TP time. Both players in a bit of a drought. Okay, but here's the Tetris to SV and O. And here's also the T-spin fulfilled for SV, not accidentally getting the 2 spin instead. Both players are back playing 314, 88. Or they continue playing, not back playing. We have some nice Tetris action here happening currently. And we are getting kind of close to level 19 here in game 2. You can see there's like 10 lines left here of level 18 speed. And then it does once again increased. Level 19 speed where everything does get a bit faster. And we have like a 485 transition 4-0, SV is position also in Justice 9, 485 and 559, so 70k and some change lead here to SV in the transition specifically. Okay, we have our being higher, burning a few lines, LGI dependencies so far working out kinda well. SV getting the next bar into Tetris. Oh, on the left side now cleaning up a bit as well. Nice. And we have SV fitting in bar dependency, our currently playing one high here. But yeah, we can see a massive lead here of over 5 Tetrises or nearly 200k here. 160k lead SV. Quite massive and gonna mean for O2. Yeah, that he has to find a way to try to catch this up, optimally before level 29. Because catching up like 200k on 29, that's quite tough. You wanna get as close as possible before that here on level 19 speeds. And we have the next Tetris here going to O. O now at 800k, SV at 965k, getting the next Tetris, nearly the same lines. Actually, O has played a few lines more than SV has. And O is now on level 27, so the last part of level 19 has begun. Next Tetris here going to O. And SV here at a max out, nicely played, just before level 28. So level 29 is no longer far away, just a few more lines here. Especially on our side, as we are still trying to get in one more Tetris here. And nice pin here on our side. Yeah, SV is getting a bit high and a bit dirty here, doesn't get the LP so it needs to be, so O has to catch up only about 100k here on level 29 speeds. O needs to get to 1077A, 77 is the goal for O. Yeah, about 90k here that O needs to get on level 29 still. Quite possible, of course. Let's see if O can get that. Earlier he said some pet stuff. That's stuff, but so far it looks quite decent. Going for the clean singles. Now trying to get... Okay, taking the triple instead, playing a bit safer here. But yeah, O doesn't need a single Tetris here. He can get it with a Tetris and some change. And now only needing like half a Tetris. But he doesn't have to. And SV in the chat saying... Someone give me slops. Yeah, I believe not gonna happen here. SO just needs about 2k, just one more single here left, and O does take game 2. It is now 1-1. And once I see that, quite important to win. Let's do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Here the players here have started, and we can see that as some slight cleanup in the opening. Whereas O currently still is clean, and you have some slight Tetris happening. Tetris O now into 140 against 101 here for SV. O was able to get in a slight lead against SV here due to the bit of cleanup that SV had to do. Once again needing to clean up. It was only a single now, it's 3 lines in total that are cleaned up, but that happens too often. As we can see, your opponent just has chances to get nice leads in like 2.5 Tetrises. 2.5 Tetrises point, 2 Tetrises pace-wise lead here currently for O. O potentially going for column 7, that should be. Just waiting for the bar. SV here getting quite high in the stack. Is getting some nice pieces for the first burns. The jet dependency filled in using an S piece. Now having a bar. Bar does go over. Nice. Needs something for column 10. Bar went over to column 10. So SV is now out of the dangers here and is ready for the next Tetris. Just waiting for the bar. As you have a bit of a drone tower, but just a tiny one. Tetris to SV. That misdrop here on O side. And O also getting the Tetris in 274, 198. So I have about a 3.5, 3 Tetris lead here for O. Next Tetris is here going to SV side, while O, as you can see, kind of struggling with a not so clean board here. And the next Tetris here going to O. O now at 334 versus 316. But SV has played a Tetris more, so yeah, the lead is now up to about 1.5 Tetrises pace-wise. Slight bar dependency here now in column 8 for O is getting the bar. Nice. SV set up for the next Tetris as we approach level 19 here in game number 3. Next bar and Tetris going to SV. And one more Tetris here to SV once again. And next Tetris here to O. O at 454, SV at 453. As you can see, it's neck and neck between these players. Now we have the lead here for SV. Tetris to O, so O is once again in the lead here. SV now is ready for the standard duel to at least set up the Tetris, but yeah, does get kind of funky pieces here, so had to close the well a bit. And is now getting ready for the next Tetris. Tetris for O, 524, 463. So 2.5 Tetris lead here for O in the transition. definitely a lead that SV can catch up to. Let's see if SV will be able to catch up to it. And next Tetris here going to SV, 517 against 555. Small cleanups here on SV side, now going for column 8, gets the bar, Tetris for SV. And we have, yeah, neck and neck once again. Okay, now favor here for O, as O got the next Tetris in. SV also still split a few more lines, so in that regards, it's actually a bit of a bigger lead here going for O. O at 693 versus 684 for SV. Now being a bit higher here, optimally wanting a bar for cleanup. This could be kind of tough to get out of, getting open once again here on the right side, but is too high in the chat, which means 2-1 here going to SV. Let's start the next game here. A 3, 2, 1 Tetris. And here, oh, also saying not able. Wait, fighting to not crash out. That's the fun of time zones and case, I guess, a bit of not perfect health. But you still have to focus and be able to play Tetris, and always quite amazing to see how well these players can play no matter the situation. Just give them a proper controller and a Tetris game and they're gonna be able to perform much better than honestly most other players. That's why they're here in Division 1 and in the upper half of Division 1. Bit of an early drought here, but we have the Tetris for SV. I was already past that drought here. Even though it shows like a 50-piece drought counter, that's not quite correct. Tetris going to SV. Went for filling in the LJ dependency instead of going for the Tetris. Got one more bar a bit later, so still worked out. SV having a bit of a lead here, 1.5 Tetris lead in the early game for SV. Mid-ish game, yeah. Gonna happen somewhat soon as we are getting closer to the halfway point of level 18, of course. Hmm. 100k lead here currently to SV, so like 4.5 Tetrises, as both players are kinda struggling in this tag. SV is quite lower, but O can now play for 1 high Tetris after getting some slight burns in. Oh, okay, so now setting up for the Tetris took a bit longer than I expected, but it didn't skip any bars. Tetris 2-0 and Tetris 2. And 100 lines are coming up soon, so level 18 soon to be over. We have the Tetris here going to SV now, we have a Tetris here going to O now, 359, 435, and next Tetris going to O. And one more Tetris here also going to SV. Nice spin here on SV side. Actually didn't see that one. As I said, like 29s away, and the lead for SV was like 100k earlier and now is down to about 1.5 Tetrises. And as O got the next Tetris in, of course it's now like half a Tetris or a Tetris in place. It is neck and neck here between SV and O just before the transition, and night lead is in favor of SV. Both players getting a Tetris here. Now 478, 516, 500, 516. SV could get 2 Tetrises before the transition. O only 1, but for SV that would have to be 0 burns, which is kinda unlikely. Yeah, here's the burn, and Tetris 541, 504 transition for O. So nice, about 2 Tetris lead for SV. Next bar for SV now into 589 against 552. And next set was going to O, and one more to O as a bit higher here. But is getting the bar as well, so 709, 641. And one more Tetris here to SV O, so the 2.5 Tetris lead here to SV in game number 4, match point for SV. Who can, yep, SV does get the T spin token, so spinning and the piece at the same time to get it the more specific positions you couldn't get it in otherwise. And we have the, I believe, first simul Tetris of the day here. At least one in this match, and welcome in the chat to Blue Scooty Grandpa saying hi guys. Yeah, as you can see, could be the end for the match soon, or if O can come back, we will have a decider, and as you know me, I always wish for the deciders to happen. Light burns, you know, and as V set to get open once again. O getting the Tetris into 821, 860 here currently for SV. Depending on how the bar time is on O's side, this could be a potential comeback. Yeah, there's a bit of a drought happening, so Tetris O. And SV is nearly open up once again. Yes, open Tetris to SV. A bit of a catch up by O, but not too much. Still definitely in the lead here against O. And next Tetris just went to O. SV is in level 27, O 27, O slightly ahead by just a few thousand points here, 2.5k lead here to O, whereas SV is getting the next bar into Tetris. Oh, here at 953 against 985. Oh, getting another Tetris in here, so has to burn quite a bit, whereas SV was able to get in a Tetris. Drought is happening on both sides, but we got the Tetris on SV's side here. And level 29 is happening. A07 for SV, I mean it's A7 realistically, or A8, and we have A2 for O, so we have about 100k lead here, 90k lead currently for SV. O also not having the kindest stack here, needs to clear this down, or burn this down, whereas SV was just able to go for Tetris. Yeah, O kind of fighting here. SV is getting a bit higher, and the stack is ready for the Tetris, so is waiting for the bar, does get the bar Tetris to SV into C4 now. Next Tetris just happened. Having about a 190k lead here against O. O just misdropping 2 pieces here, which means there's now a bit higher of a stack for O that he will have to clean out of, but he is making good progress, whereas SV just got the next Tetris in, so SV is now at C9, nearly having reached the D score. And O tops out, which means we have a 3-1 for SV. Of course, huge GG's as V for winning the match. And as always, feel free to finish the game here. Level 29 should always be played to the end. And maybe SV can get in a rollover, does depend on how aggressive he can play here, like on how many bars come at what timing. Next bar just happened on SV's side. This is amazingly well played here by SV now this game. Optimally wants one final Tetris here, does get the Tetris in. Well, not final, but you know, the one you need for the rollover here. So has been happened by SV, of course. And welcome in the chat to Kingsman. Does 10 more lines here by SV that he will have to take. Getting the Tetris in 6 more lines before the double kill screen speeds, where it does get twice as fast. One final bar would be highly appreciated, but it's getting a bit high. Okay, he finally does get it. Getting a few lines also done. Holy shit. 7 lines into level 39 done, and that means huge GG's here to SV. Amazing performance in the final game. Well played, well deserved win here. Yeah, so thanks to SV and O for playing. Thanks to everyone here in the chat for watching.
All right. And at long last, the game is afoot. Here we go. All right, and glad y'all can hear me now. And of course, as is usual, we love to get to know all of our competitors here on the Super Show. We'll start on the right with Critical Lapis. As you can see, he is a roller. He's been to a few in-person tournaments. He's been to 2 Boston, 2 Parity, Philly this year, Northeast Regional at Hartford, made the gold bracket in all of them. And he's done a bunch of CTM, Classic Tetris Biweekly, and also the SLCF Tetris for Charity Tournament. I believe that is the one that Cobra's putting on. Now, Critical Lap is also a very versatile player. He does have a 761k DAS PB, so he can do it regardless of play style. Now, in this one, we're about 25 lines in. It is Cole with the early edge, 117,000 to now 107,000, up by about a Tetris and a half at the moment. And nothing but good, solid building from both players early on, coming up on a third of the way to transition. So we'll give our first pace projection checks of the match. And Critical Lapis looking like about a 470,000 pace. Meanwhile, Cole on a 630,000 transition pace at the moment. Just over 45 lines cleared for both players. Good adjustment on the right as Cole gets back-to-back Tetrises. Critical Lapis doing an adjustment, gets that O piece in, doesn't have to make his board awkward or burn any additional lines. So a solid move right there. But about 55 lines in, 270,000 for Critical Lapis. He's got some back-to-back Tetrises that he's thrown down. And Cole at 281,000. So the lead hanging around a Tetris for Cole as both players throw down a couple of Tetrises in quick succession. And just like that, we're halfway to transition. 550k is the pace for Critical Lapis. 650k is the pace for Cole. So good numbers as we are about 50 or 60 lines, away from the transition. We'll see if Cole can maintain this pace and also keep this lead, as Critical Lapis is putting up some good numbers as well. All right, and about 80 lines in, looks like we're about to enter a drought. Haven't seen a long bar on either player's side for a while. And the score is currently 403,000 for Cole, 371k for Critical Lapis, and that was about a 25-piece drought. Critical Lapis wasn't able to get a Tetris with it. Cole was, and Cole throws down another one. So both players now with clean boards. Critical Lapis opens up that well, gets a Tetris, and he's within 50,000 points of Cole as we are approaching the turn. And as you can see, there's a reason why these players are in Division 1. This level 18 building is very strong, very consistent. You're not seeing a whole lot of burns being taken by these players, nor are you seeing many struggles with their board. I mean, you got that 84% 84% Tetris rate for Cole, 71% for Critical Lapis. So these players really know how to pour on the efficiency in these early goings. We are coming up to that level 19 transition. Critical Lapis has 3 more Tetrises he can get before we go to 19. Same with Cole, so these will be the last few Tetris scoring opportunities before that in speed increase. 50% faster as we go into level 19. And Critical Lapis on his last Tetris. Cole could get 2 more before the 19 transition. And there it is. Critical Lapis goes in 584,000. We'll see what Cole's able to do with this board. Can still get 2 Tetrises, but the moment he burns, he's going to lose one of them. So there is one, and now just needs that last Tetris, waiting for the long bar to come. And there it is. He's going to transition at 659,000. A very strong score from him. But Critical Lapis also with a very respectable transition. These players putting up great numbers for an opening round. Now into level 20. Critical Lapis is up by about 10 lines in the line count, so that will affect whether it is a true lead for one or both of these players. But the board getting a little tough up top for Critical Lapis. He does get a Tetris, but that was a bit of a drought that he went through to get there, and now he'll work to bring this board down, which is going to give Cole a potential opportunity to put some separation between him and Critical Lapis, but he's facing that same drought, 20 pieces and growing. It ends at 22. Cole gets the Tetris. And now about to head into level 22. Meanwhile, Critical Lapis, he's still on a max out pace despite all of this burning. This is about a 1.08 million pace for Critical Lapis, who gets a dirty Tetris 3 rows off the bottom. Cole, on the other hand, he's putting up a show right now. This is a 1.24 million pace for the kill screen. So we'll see if those numbers hold up as we make our way towards level 29. Another Tetris for Cole, 868,000 to 826,000. Critical Lapis, 10 lines ahead, 192 versus 182. So make whatever conclusions you wish with those numbers in the back of your mind. But now Cole, the first to 900,000. A few more Tetrises will give him that max out. And Critical Lapis in a similar situation, only trailing by about 9,000 points, but also ahead by a handful of lines. And Anjing saying that they really admire how these guys can get Tetris ready so fast. It's a thing of beauty. It's almost like watching art, just seeing how they're able to visualize the board, see the pieces coming, and just have perfect piece placement so that there's minimal effort needed to get Tetris ready. That's really the sign of a professional, is just their ability to make something that is normally difficult look effortless. But now we've got two players both maxed out. Critical Lapis has the score lead, but not the pace lead, as Cole is still 10 lines behind. 1.05 for Cole, 1.06 for Critical Lapis. And Critical Lapis now has two more Tetrises before the kill screen, but he's going to probably need to burn a line. And so he's going to burn into 29 at 1.103 million. Cole's got two more Tetrises available before going to 29. But same as it was for Lapis, if Cole burns even one line, he's going to lose one of those Tetrises. So now he's down to one. He's getting droughted. The worst time to get droughted, but he gets the long bar. 1.19 million into kill screen. So Cole with the slight advantage at the moment, and he hangs a couple of pieces, the Z and the T, or the S and the T rather, right in the middle. The board's falling apart, and I'll see if he can save this. And he's not going to be able to. And Cole, oh my goodness, right as Cole topped out, Critical Lapis burns a line to sneak away with the game one victory. And there we go, a heart on the right for Critical Lapis. And an intense rush into kill screen. But Lapis does get that first game. An unfortunate couple of pieces hung there by Cole, and it ends up being the difference maker. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Now in game one, we got to know